Alright. Disclaimer there. Okay, so today we're ending up $1,191.88. So, today was a roller coaster. Um, there's a lot to be said about today. I got very emotional, and thank God we were able to get back to green because I was going to be so frustrated if I let a day like today, with the momentum that we had, if I let that go by without being in the green, that would have really frustrated me for the rest of the day. Um, I logged off today, off the stream, down about 700, I believe, is when I finished the stream, and I was furious. Um, so I had to take a second, walk away from the screen, get some water. I came back, the stream was down, uh, and KAL started moving. So I hopped on it from the halt resumption and was able to get back to green. Um, but yeah, a lot of today's frustration came from lag that I was getting on my orders from TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, and I felt like I gave probably $700 to $800 worth of lag and just slippage on my orders. So, um, let's just go down the list here, do our recap here, and then we'll go ahead and do some announcements for the coming week at least until Thinkorswim feels less laggy. So I do have some announcements towards the end of this video, and yeah. This is being streamed live, so if anyone does want to pop in for Q&A, that is all fine by me. I just felt it was better to do a live recap than to record it. Alright, so starting off with BFRG, this is the one that most people made their money on today, yet I'm sitting down $422 on it. My first trade here was 300 shares. Bought at 846. That's going to be right about right here. Believe it had just resumed from, yeah, it had just resumed from a halt. It popped up, or it dropped down, popped up. I got in for the break of 850. We get a move to 866, and then flush back down. I sold out at 813. That was a 33-cent loss on 300 shares. That's about $100. Next trade on this one, 200 shares in here at 780 for a bottom bounce here off of the 9 EMA. Got out of it as it broke down further towards VWAP. So got out at 762, 763. Another 20-cent loss, 200 shares, about 40 bucks there. I missed this curve back up. I believe I was trading something else at the time. Yeah, it looks like I was trading SECO at the time. So, missed this curve back up, and then got in here, 200 shares at 819 on this first candle to make a new high, and sold that for a 10-cent winner, 20 bucks there. Didn't take any whip trades here. This is where actually a lot of the smaller traders that I know, Relentless Trader, Mighty Stocks, they all took these trades right here that I didn't. They took the dip and rips, which I'm not very comfortable taking. I don't know why. I don't like. It's not that I don't like them. I'm just not very profitable on them. I used to be profitable on dip trades. But for some reason, during this last month of March, the dip trades have just not been working out for me. So, going into today, I'm just not taking dip trades really. And so here, this entire move, like this is a dip down to 830s, and then rip back up to 9. That's a 70-cent rip, and I'm just not taking it. So I know a lot of traders made money on these dip and rips. I mean, right here again, there's another one right there. Boom, boom. Down to 840, up to 950. I didn't take that. In fact, I got in on I got in on the micro pullback here at 937 with 400 shares, and then sold as it came back down to 874. So I took that was the biggest loss on this one right there. Buying for the rip to the halt level through 950, and then having to sell it as it comes back down and makes a topping wick. And then we have one more trade on it later on, 14-cent loss. This was getting in at the high of this candle, looking for this curl back up, not getting it, having to stop out below 850. So yeah, that's it for BFRG. That's one that I'm not happy that I'm red on it. I missed the initial halt as well, the first 2 minutes in the market open. Just because I was gonna get in. I was looking at it for a opening range breakout over 760, but it had already moved up to 780 by the time I pulled it up on my level 2, and by that time it was too late to get in for the rip to the halt. So that's it for BFRG. What else do we have here? We have CDLX, the other one we're red on. CDLX. Let's go here. CDLX. Oh, is it not showing trades? Oh, there we go. Alright, so this was a grinder. This one was a grinder. It looks like it went up higher after I left. Down 464 on this one. We started trading it down here. Wow, I actually took some decent size on this. But the reason I have higher share size here is because it was barely moving pennies, so it was grinding up. So that's why I got in with such large share size. So here I'm taking a 2-cent loss as it's curling up. Here I'm taking 6,000 shares. Wow. Where was this? Was I already red on the day when I was taking these? CDLX. Looking at my trader view here on the side. Let's see, when did I take this? This was at 7:30, so 10:30. Yeah, this was a big loss. In it. Oh. 1 second, I'm trying to figure out what this trade was. 486. Looks like I got in on the high of this candle. Ah, yeah, because we were about to break over 94. That's why. So we were about to break over pre-market high at 94. Got in at 86. Pulled back a little bit down to 81. Didn't get shaken out. And then bought as we were about to break 94. Bought at 93. We top out at 98. In all fairness, I probably should have taken something off. Even just a little bit, maybe 2,000 shares off. Because I was in with 6,000 shares on a $4, $5 stock. That's a 25, 30,000 share position. Definitely should have taken at least a little bit off on the breakout. But again, we were having lag on every single order, about 2 to 3 seconds of lag. By the time I would hit the sell button, it would probably already be back down below the breakout level. So there is that I was kind of waiting for that bigger move. It was a grinder, so I expected on the breakout of the pre-market highs, I somewhat expected it to break 5, because usually when these grinders break out, they kind of just continue higher, which we get a little bit later on, but I had already taken the loss at that point. So here we failed the failed the breakout of the pre-market high and pull back down to 480. Of course, now that I've added 4,000 shares at 93 for that break of $5, um, now that my average is up towards 89.90 with 6,000 shares, I can't afford to hold it down to 80. That is a $600 loss, $700 loss if it cracks 80 and goes lower. Can't afford that, especially where I was positioned on the day P&L wise. So we had to cut the trade, and then we missed this move back up because I was actually this is when I was stepped away. This right here, from here to here is when I stepped away from the computer up until 7:45-ish. This is when I was ending stream as well. So I ended stream during this time and stepped away. And then I had traded KAL a little bit and came back to this one as it was breaking over 580 and 590. So here I made a little bit of money back on it. Actually, no, these were all break-even trades on CDLX, break-even trades through these breakouts of 550. And then even here, I didn't catch this candle from 560 to 580. Didn't catch that candle. And then here I was trying to take the pullback for the break of 6. Was just break even on those trades as well. So CDLX was a grinder. Wasn't able to really crack a profit on it. Next one, NIR. NIR was a call out on stream. This one, I believe, only have like a few trades. Let's see if that loads. I think I only have 2 trades. Yoo-hoo. Or they're not going to show. There we go. Okay. So this one was a call out on stream. Had just hit in highs at 437. We took a trade here at 405 for this break of 410. Took it off at 410 on this next candle right here. We took it off. And then this broke up to 420. I didn't actually see the breakout though. I think it was just a false print. And so we had that false print of 420 and then a topping tail on this red engulfing candle. You can see the volume down here. It's actually only like 80,000 per candle on these higher volume candles. And so it's really a light volume setup, which typically don't do too well for me. Here again, we're getting in for the break back over $4 and then stopping out as it's not getting back above 4. So these two pretty much break-even trades, equating to $3 in profit. Next one, SECO. SECO is the one I'm most disappointed in today. Not in the actual stock. The stock did great. Me trading it is what was. Oh god, this looks terrible. Oh wow, it went up to 188. That is insane. That was at 10 o'clock. So about lunchtime. Wow, I made a move during lunchtime. So SECO, we had pre-market high at 110. Let's go ahead and let's go trade by trade here. So on the break of 110, I took 6,000 shares at 105 for the break of 110, taking it off at 114 and 120. Or 114 going into the halt, and I took a little bit more off at 120 going into the halt. On resumption here, we take the rest off at 125, and we add back at 127 as it proves itself and it wants to break 30, which we then take those off at 130. Those first few trades on SECO ended up netting me $1,200 in the green. So if I go over here, here's that first trade with the halt, and then a few break-even trades, and then that second trade for the second halt. So those first few trades on SECO were $1,200. You can see today was very much a roller coaster. Green over 1,000, back down to red 400, green 500, red 600 or 700. And that's when I cut the stream, and then we made a quick recovery back over 1,000. We even hit 1,800 at a point today, and gave back 600 off the top. Today was a day of just it was there was a lot of money to be made. If TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim, if they were not lagging the way that they were, I guarantee today could have been a $3,000-4,000 day for me. Like, guarantee. There was just so, I mean, the way that I made 1,200 on call, KAL, if I had already been up 2,000 on the day at that moment, which I guarantee I could have been if I didn't have all that lag and getting frustrated and sizing down. If I had already been up 1,500 by the time KAL started moving, I guarantee I'd be up like 2,000-3,000 on KAL, and I'd have a great day. Not to say today isn't good, but I think today there was definitely missed opportunity, and I mean there's stuff to learn. So SECO here, we have that second halt up here, took profit, and then here is where we started giving back money, right here on these this halt resumption. So this halt resumption here, it resumes a little bit higher, and we take a trade 6,000 shares for the break of 150. We move up to 159, and the halt level was, I believe it was at 163 or 167, somewhere in the mid 160s. And I was looking to hold it into the halt, or at least hold it to the halt level and start selling at the halt level. And we just didn't get it. It came back down below 50. I cut it as, and this is where I start getting frustrated. I cut my trade around 51, and I get slippage all the way down to 45. A 5-cent slippage on 6,000 shares, that's $300. I mean, this is a $300 loss that I tried selling for break even. I mean that's very frustrating. I'm only ending SECO. I'm only ending up $300 on SECO, even though I was up 1,200 at some point. So I took a $300 loss there. Next candle I get in. Let's see, where's the next buy? Right here. Back I get in 150 again. I'm selling that at 140, 144. And here I'm just getting chopped out a little bit. The slippage doesn't help the fact that I'm getting chopped out. Here, taking a 8,000 share position for the curl higher. Getting stopped out just so here I remember this one. This one I got in at 150. Looking for the break of 150. There was a wall there at 150, and we got the break up to 154. But I was out of it before the break happened. I stopped out at 148 because we didn't break 150, and I couldn't afford to hold it if it came back down to 145, 142. So cut it at 148 for a 2-cent loss, and then it ended up breaking after all, but it came back down below 50 again. During this moment is when I had my big BFRG loss, and then I came back to SECO, had some more break-even trades, some small losses, Yeah, and ultimately during this period is when I went from green to red. So I was green 1300 right here, and then multiple big losses. Just right here is 800 bucks, 900, 1000, 1100. Took a few small wins. These cancel out. Another $200 loss, and this brought us back to red. Um, let's see here. Yeah, we were red 300 or something at this point. And then we got we got a second wind on SECO. We got a second wind, 1,050 bucks. And that was at 1013. I was right here. Yeah, this little curl up. We had a high day of 155 at this point, or 159 at this point. And we had just started curling. I decided to take a shot here. As it was curling up, we got this little dip down to 137. And as this candle started going green again, I took 8,000 shares at 139 for this move back up. We held through this 1 minute candle right here with a high of 145, and as the next candle dipped and ripped through 145 through 150, I started taking I took off half at 52 and the rest off at 52 on the next candle. I added back. So this is the thing. I took $1,000 win on these 3 candles here, from here to here, and then on this next candle I got in at 53, expecting the break of 55, this little flat top we have here. From the previous area, we have a flat top at 155, so I got in at 153, 6,000 shares right here for the break of 55, and I want to see 59 and 60. So we don't break 55. There actually ends up being a really big seller at 55. And so I cut the trade off as it comes back below 50. I sell at 50. I got filled at 48. Another 2 cents of slippage. That's 120 bucks on 6,000 shares. From there, so that's when I start giving back the profit again. So I had this nice $1,000 winner, and then again these next few trades I give it all back. This is another bad loss here, 4-cent loser on 8,000 shares, 300 bucks. So definitely I did put the pedal to the metal. I did size up. I mean, I'm using 8,000 shares in some of these positions. Heck, I was even using, 4,000, 6,000 shares on what was the one called? It was CDLX. I was using some big size on that one as well. The only one I used small size on was BFRG because it just it felt like I could flush $1 a share at any point, so I wanted to be safe. So yeah, SECO, we're ending 300. It should have been more. I definitely got robbed with some slippage on this one. Even if I did get caught up in the chop, I had made enough money on these first 2 halts and this move right here. Those two trades and this one trade here, those 3 trades was 2,300 in profit. So even though I got a little bit caught up in the chop here, I definitely know I lost at least 10 cents a share to slippage on 6,000, 8,000 shares positions. So that's it's 600 to 800 bucks in slippage on SECO alone. I know that for a fact. You can watch the recording. The live trading was there. You can definitely see I was getting from when I was selling, there was definitely a 2 to 3 second delay. Same thing with the buying. I was getting 2 to 3 second delay. NFTG, this one we were up, I believe we were up on this one before when we close the stream as well. Let me go check that. NFTG, no, we were actually down on this one. We were down 100 going into the stream close, and now we're up 500 on it. So NFTG. NFTG. Let's see here. One second here. All right. So this one here, we were red on it, $100 on these few trades here, as it did its red to green from pre-market. Pre-market high was at 22. And it had made a move here at the open. They rejected view up at 180. So we were getting in here for break of highs at 180. These were kind of just break-even trades, lost 100. And it didn't really show itself anything. It kind of just faded off at VWAP. And by the time stream was over, it was just kind of, here, let's zoom out just a little bit. There we go. This is when stream was over. It just kind of low volume, very low volumes, 15,000, 30,000 shares on these candles. And just kind of hovering just kind of beneath VWAP, at VWAP, and beneath high a day. We started getting volume coming into it as we broke high a day here. And here we take a 8,000 share position at 94 for the break of high a day at 98. We take it off at 96 on the next candle. One moment, please. All right, so we took a 3-cent winner there on 8,000 shares, $240. And this was after the call move. So this was after KAL made its move, and we'll get into KAL as well just after this. Took a few more trades, got in 5,000 shares here at 94, 93 average, and then took it off. Took those 5,000 shares off at 99. Got back in for the break of 2. Stopped out at 97. 2-cent loss there on 4,000 shares. And then took a small dip trade here. 2,000 shares at 90. And sold it at 92 on the next candle. So NFTG, we were able to scalp the highs there. For the break of 2. We didn't actually get, we got the break of 2, but it was kind of lackluster. And then, that was about the end of the day there. We had KAL, which was the big winner, and this one was low volume at first. It was low volume at first. You can see here yesterday it was at 540, and then we got this gap down over, from yesterday to today. And here we actually have a few halts up here on low volume. I was watching it back here. You could see on stream I was watching it here, but I wasn't able to get in because of the how fast it was halting, and so I wasn't able to get in during this time. And then as it consolidated and made its next move towards highs, we had a high here of 265. And here I was getting in. First trade was at 260, 4,000 shares in, selling at 269. Let's see here. Yeah, selling at 269. For the break, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we sold at 269 on the break of high a day. we had halt level up at 82, 282. You could see it halted, or no, it didn't halt. It didn't halt, but it had hit its halt level and then false halted. So sold at 262 or 269, and then got back in, added back 2,000 shares at 269, and sold the rest at 280. That was a nice winner there. $700, $750 on that trade, and then from 260 to 280, and then from there we got in on this dip here at 274, 4,000 shares, and then as it popped back to being a green candle, actually no, it was 2,000 shares we got in at 72. I remember I put an order on the bid at 72. And then we added, as this candle was becoming a doji with a bottoming tail, added another 2,000 shares for a cost average of 74.30. And as the next candle made a new high, we took that off at 85. We took it off a little bit too soon though. This candle went all the way up to 94, took it off at 85, and then looks like we bought another 2,000 shares at 83 on this candle and sold, no, actually it looks like we bought 83 and then sold our initial position from 73 or 74, sold it at 85, and then added on this next candle 6,000 shares for the break of 90, high a day, and into the halt up at 306. Took it off at 86, small loss there on that add, and then the starter at 83 we took off for profit at 95. So the halt was at 306, it touched it but couldn't hold. This was the highest volume of the move on this candle, and then took one more trade here at 290 or 2. Let's see, yeah, 298 to 260, or what am I saying? 2,000 shares at 298 for the break of 3. Failed the break of 3, sold it off at break even, got a couple cents of slippage, down to 96. And that was the last trade of the day, I believe. Or no, the last trade of the day was on NFTG, but yeah, it was all in all, bit of a choppy day. Momentum is coming back slowly this week from March being dead. Small caps are starting to heat up again from yesterday's halting stock, and I'm very looking forward to this week of action. So, a few announcements. So that was today. A few announcements. The lag that I've been getting. I talked to TD Ameritrade support about it. They said it's mostly on my end. They're saying that my ping to their servers is about 180 milliseconds. If you've ever played any type of first-person shooter game or any type of gaming in general, you know firsthand that 180 millisecond ping is absolutely abysmal. It means that you're probably like about a second behind what should be happening. So it's 180 seconds for my information, or for my ping, my inputs to get to them, and it's 180 seconds for their servers to get back to me, or 180 milliseconds. So it comes out to about 360 milliseconds delay, and so that's definitely an issue. I looked into my internet modem. They said that my internet modem was or my internet provider, I looked at the modem on their website and it said it was unstable, so I went ahead and reset it. And hopefully that fixes the issue tomorrow. There was no noticeable internet issues beforehand, so hopefully that fixes the issue. Hopefully it's just my fault that the lag is there, because I can fix that. Hopefully it's not TD Ameritrade's fault that the lag is there. I know a lot of other traders are also getting lag right now ever since the banking crisis. So hopefully it's just on my end. Fingers crossed that I can keep on streaming and all that. Or if I have to stop streaming because I need the internet power to take trades, then that I'm just gonna have to do that. So tomorrow we're gonna test it out. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I'm just gonna keep the recording of the level 2, and I'm just gonna take a recording and just trade by myself, see if that fixes the lag that I'm getting. If it doesn't, then I'll go back to streaming, and we'll see. Hopefully it's just on my end. Hopefully it's not system-wide, because they told me it was just my ping was too high, and I allocated too much memory, or too little memory. So I adjusted those settings. I restarted my router, so hopefully that fixes everything. I won't be streaming tomorrow just to make sure that I get everything sorted, and that's pretty much the only announcement today. If everything goes well, I'll do another recap tomorrow, and we'll see if I have more announcements tomorrow saying anything about the lag situation. With that being said, take care, guys. Hopefully you guys had an okay day as well. And I will be heading out and resting up. So take care, and I won't see you tomorrow morning, but I'll see you tomorrow afternoon with a recap. All right? Peace out.